Previously on Game Nights, our heroes finally escape the city of Lemuria after being thrown in jail, getting in a bar fight, finding a ship and a captain plus an extra sailor, and slipping out from under the guards. Once they were at sea, they began studying up on their nautical terms from the port to the bow, to the stern to the sail, and ultimately try to figure out what gift a dragon turtle would want, going back and forth on what sort of sacrifice they would give. Ultimately, they decided, nobody speaked Aquan, how are we going to even communicate with this thing? They called on an old friend, Eddy the Merman, to come on out and give them a hand. He was quite apprehensive at first, wasn't sure he was going to join the guys. Let's rejoin the action, back on the ship, see if Eddy will join the crew and how they'll confront the dragon turtle. Ready, set, roleplay! Tonight's Game Nights is out of the starting blocks with tonight's tale, The Warden, Chapter 21.
Well, I want to help you guys out. I like the Starfeld Industries ethos, but I can't help but feel like this sort of dangerous work is outside the scope of the responsibilities for, let's be honest, purely ceremonial employee, right? Like this dagger you gave me. I mean, like.
Oh, you mean the valuable
cool
antique dagger we gave you?
Yeah, you guys are cool and all, but like, you're gonna need to show me the money if you want me to.
What kind of currency do they use in underwater? Just regular?
Hey man, gold's the same color underwater.
All right.
Oh, snap.
Eddie?
Episode title.
How would you like 10 pounds of spices?
The water around you is going to taste amazing.
He says, like, you do realize I live underwater.
That was a joke, Eddie. You're a smart kid. You get it. No, I will give you 100 gold pieces if you help us.
100 gold pieces.
That's walking around money.
How about... See, that sounds good. However, I want to join your team for keeps. So I think if we go talk to the dragon turtle, and I help you out here, and it goes well, and we like make it out alive or whatever, I want to be on the Starfeld Industries payroll.
I see.
How about a nice summer internship, Eddie?
Well, Sean, are you looking something up? Is he looking up?
I'm not looking up anything. Can we have a little sidebar, Eddie? Just the partners and I. This is a big. We don't just hire and fire all willy nilly.
Right. This is a family.
Smash cut to Gorg, still passed out in a pool of his own vomit.
To be fair, we spent a couple hours interviewing and working towards that. So, we put a lot of work into that bad decision.
That's true. He's like, fair enough. You can have a sidebar.
All right. So I say, like, as I feel like I've sort of taken on the role of, lawyer, or what would they call a lawyer here? Probably a what's it called in Britain? An exchequer? No, that's an accountant. What's it called in Britain? A solicitor. Solicitor, whatever, right? Like I've been sort of vetting the paperwork, and you note that this guy said he wanted to be on the payroll. He did not say for how long or full time, and I think that's where a lot of the cost comes in. I think we want to hire this guy part time, even if it's on a 1-year contract. No problem.
I like Eddie. Eddie seems dope. We should definitely add him to the team. He doesn't even have to help with the dragon turtle thing. I'd just add him to the team. He seems cool.
All right, but if we add him to the team, what's his job going to be?
That's a really good question.
I think Eddie would be good at merchandising for our branded line of clothing and mugs.
Sure.
Tote bags.
Sure.
All the things that any good brand needs to sell.
I like that.
I want a Starfeld Industries tote bag so bad.
We can careful what you wish for.
Cole's gonna be rolling in
so
tote bags.
bag.
We
Make
might-
your
we might
dreams
be able
come
to do
true.
that.
I can carry my Don't Panic one on one arm and my Starfeld Industries
And
one
just
on
get
the other
booed
arm.
at on the street. You suck. Yeah, I do. You're true. That's right.
Proud of it.
I think that's a good question. What could we have him do? Look, I'm going to be straight up honest here. I think Mal has really been slacking on the job. He hasn't been showing up. He hasn't been doing any of his responsibilities. Maybe Eddy will make a good replacement.
Well, Mal had a specific job.
And I don't know what that is. What is that?
Well, he was small and sneaky. He had the sneak attack.
Isn't that what we have you for, Dan?
I'm not sneaky.
I thought you were pretty sneaky.
I'm not terribly small. I'm
Nimble.
nimble.
No, Dan's the archer,
Right.
right?
Right.
Dan's the archer. I'm the mage.
Colby was good at.
And
I
you're
don't.
the
I don't. Colby.
the dragon person.
Mal was good at. I don't remember if he could pick locks, but it certainly seems like he should be able to do that. You know. And I don't know if Eddy's ever seen a lock, so I don't think we can hire him to replace Mal necessarily.
Now, here's an
Eddie
idea.
may have seen a lock, but it's definitely more of the damn variety.
Or a sap.
Maybe he'd be amenable to a sort of like contractor situation. Like he does have a specific set of skills in
Right.
that he lives underwater.
He'd be
Already
like a-
can't remember. The Merman, the Starfield Industries Mer people specialist.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't. Do we have any franchises underwater?
Oh,
Well, no, but
God.
I can certainly
That's a
imagine
whole
some
untapped
underwater
market.
work, right?
pun
Shipwrecks,
intended,
recovering
untapped.
treasure.
Entire untapped market that Eddy can spearhead.
So we're a
Which
franchise
their
now?
Money will be pouring out of this new establishment.
I didn't know this was a franchisable concept.
Well,
Sean,
hopefully
all-
we don't liquidate all of our assets.
Right.
Water.
Shell.
A shell
When the
corporation.
market's good.
I think we're going to be doing a damn good business after we get this deal done.
There's nothing fishy about this deal.
No, not at all. What are we waiting for?
We'll have a whale of a good business opportunity.
Please kill me. 'Cause this sucks. All right. Yeah, let's just tell Eddy he can have whatever he wants and get on with this. Would be my
Get
suggestion.
him tied up into this business.
I don't even get that one, but that's okay. Is that like a net reference? Like you get caught in a
Don't be
net?
crabby. All right.
Okay, there you go. Now you're back. And now you're back.
All right, I can't sand all this waiting around.
All right, and you lost me again. You had me and then you lost me.
Let's make this sale happen.
All right, that one you didn't even finish.
Boy.
Oh, we got him.
I'd like to thank anyone who's still listening. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Okay, so the deal is he is going to be responsible for franchising our underwater franchisement.
Yes, picking
Okay.
up an underwater crew,
Yes.
and that'll be our spin-off podcast.
Eddy's underwater business.
Yes, Eddie'sUnderwaterBusiness.com. Check it out. Coming soon to Apple
Wait,
Podcasts.
register it before
With
someone
special
else
guest
does.
star Gore.
Yes, exactly. Gorg
The
just
only
drowns
thing
in the first 5 minutes.
The only thing worse than Gorg
At
underwater
the
would be
franchise
Gorg.
meeting.
The only thing worse than Gorg underwater would be Gorg in 0G.
Gorg in space. That is our jump. That's our, and excuse the pun, our jump the shark moment.
Market. The franchisees meeting.
We are driving this business straight into the ground.
All right, so that's you've got an offer for Eddy.
All right, we turn
Well,
back.
his Boston accent finally peeking out there.
We break our little huddle and we turn back to Eddy. All right, Eddy. The partners and I have discussed. We have a very sweet deal for you. We want to make you the proud owner of your very own underwater Starfeld Industries franchise. Be your own boss. Make your own destiny. Eventually, not immediately, eventually you'll get to hire your own crew, go on your own adventures, and give us a royalty check every month.
It's commission based.
Well, it's a percentage of sales.
If you're not doing any business, you don't have to pay us any money.
That's right. It's all royalties, and as a condition of helping us with the Dragon Turtle, we'll waive the franchisee initial setup fee. That's our gift to you. That is easily a 3 million gold value.
Lifetime gold value.
Yeah.
He says he sort of like strokes his merch in a little, and he says,
Before you say anything, and I turn to Sean and like, let's also waive the administrative fees. What do you say?
Oh boy, Dan, this guy's a real softy. I gotta tell you, he's the good cop to my bad cop. Eddy, for you, absolutely zero startup fees. You're
getting rid of the convenience fee too.
The fees, the regional fee is going. The state fee is going. No tax. We'll even cover the taxes for you, Eddy. You're gonna get this at absolutely zero upfront cost to you. Just the ongoing 36% royalty on all of your business. It is a steal. You will own a piece of the successful Starfeld Industries brand, and you will have exclusive territory access to the ocean. I mean, that's big. That's huge.
All right. He says, yeah, that sounds like a pretty good deal. Do you, I'd like to get that in writing before,
I don't have a pen. Does anyone have a pen? I don't have a pen.
And he reaches into his whatever sort of storage device. Yeah.
One of his gills.
Yep. And he pulls out a tablet, a sort of stone tablet and an etching device, and he hands it up to you.
It's kind of, is it like soaking wet?
Oh, it's wet. Yeah.
Is it slimy?
No, it's not slimy. Okay. Just wet.
That's good. All right, I'll take that. And an etching device.
Yeah, like a scrapey thing. I mean, he can't use parchment, right? He lives underwater.
No, absolutely not.
Use the ceremonial dagger.
That's what.
Maybe it's the ceremonial dagger. Yeah.
So
we're gonna have to have our lawyers look at this, Eddy. This is a serious legal document, but I think you know us pretty well at this point. You know we do most of our business on a handshake deal. We're not a paperwork type company. We're a friends and family, people to people business. And I would hope
people to merman business.
Yeah, the land, the ocean, we do business everywhere. Space, who knows? And we'd like to extend a handshake offer to you right now.
I start scratching some stuff down. This document, effective whatever the day is entered into by Starfeld Industries and Eddy, a extremely profitable, famous adventuring corporation headquartered, blah, blah, blah. Anticipation of employment. Work shall be performed by Eddy, including but not limited to translation of, I forget the name again, Aquish, I just write it down. Contract negotiation on behalf of Starfield Industries and Aquish. Technical assistance and general adventure preparation. This pre-contract work, agreed to by both parties, blah, blah. As compensation for this work, the sponsor shall be paid in the future by another contract that will be delivered, granting exclusive franchisement rights in the ocean, agreed to by. That's not my name.
Eddy.
I show this to Sean. I'm like,
I don't think this is going to hold up in court. Do they have courts in the ocean?
Hold up, agreement.
Okay. I mean, I don't think this means anything, but just
agree in the future.
Yeah, Dan, this looks great. This looks totally legit.
And Eddie takes the stone back, reads it over, looks kind of skeptically, and he's like, "Can I get the 100 gold too?"
Eddie,
Oh yeah, I scratched out the part about the thing, and I like, as compensation for this work, Starfield Industries shall pay the following costs within 30 days: the franchisement and 100 gold.
All right. He signs his name on the bottom, or he scratches his name on the bottom. He's like, "All right, guys, I'm in."
I can't believe we gave him franchise rights to the entire ocean. That seems like a bad idea in retrospect.
So Eddie sort of flicks his
You know, they
fin
say
and-
the ocean's 70% of the Earth, right?
Well, the ocean is the new land.
the ocean is the new land. So Eddie,
Beachfront
Kinda-
property is the new oceanfront property.
yes. Are you done?
I'm done.
We can keep going.
No, we should.
I've got
probably
some
get
more
on
water puns if you want, Kobe.
No, please. So Eddie swims back down in the water, and then he comes and like shoots up out of the water and like lands like perfectly on the side. He just
Fucking
kind of
show
chills
off.
out on the side of the boat. It's like, all right, guys, I'm ready to go.
Great.
All right, let's do it.
Let's go.
Towards
Onward.
the reef.
Towards the reef. We start sailing
Pull
towards
anchor.
full speed
Hoist the
ahead.
sails.
And the poop deck.
Put on the Pirates of the
Iron
Caribbean
chunks like a bottom
soundtrack.
man in the poop deck.
Arr. Anyone know a shanty?
Del, can you roll a perception check?
Well, I was born rolling a perception check. Oh, no, I wasn't. I rolled a 19 plus
A 19. Oh, lucky for you, you hear just barely over the sound of the waves, you hear Petra yell, "Watch your head!" And sort of reflexively, you just duck as the boom swings across the ship, just missing you. You like feel it brush the hairs on the back of your head, and the ship starts to turn out towards the east, and under the sort of full shining sun. Y'all are heading off towards open ocean, and then presumably the most dangerous reef in the world.
Now, Eddie, have you met Petra and Grizz? It's very rude of us to not introduce our fellow
Eddie says-
shipmates.
I have not.
No, Eddie, please say, Eddie, say hello. Petra, Grizz, how are you holding up? Is this your first time out in the high seas?
Grizz doesn't say anything. He is basically green. Like not actually green, but as he like goes to extend his hand to Eddie, and then he like immediately like claps his hand to his mouth and then runs for the side of the ship, and you hear some
we're
heaving,
surrounded by
heaving
people
and
who
some
are
splashing.
who are throwing up all the time.
Yeah.
I shout, "Hey, you got to do that on the poop deck."
Which one's that?
I just looked it up on Wikipedia. It's the high one in the back. Sorry, the aft.
Oh.
The aft, yes.
Sorry, I'll do it. I'll do that next time. So Petra also comes over and says, like, introduces herself to Eddie. And then, yeah, I guess you're all underway then. Let's see. I don't know what to do now. Let's sail a ship. I really wanted somebody to get hit in the face with the mast thing.
You can hit me in the face with the mask. That's fine. I don't
That
mind.
would provide some.
I've got a pretty strong face.
I think we need to do some sailing challenges. So Dan passed the first sailing challenge.
Okay.
Let's see. So the three of you hear Petra yell from the what's the wheel called? Is it just a wheel?
Well, I think
The steering
The helm?
apparatus?
The helm,
I think the
right?
wheel is on the poop
Oh,
deck.
the helm.
What is the helm? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Matt's right about that. So you hear Petra yell from the helm like, "Hoist the mainsail!"
The helmsman will steer the craft from the quarter deck immediately in front of the poop deck.
Yes,
There
that's
you go.
exactly where Petra is.
There is a whole Wikipedia page, glossary of nautical terms, and it's intense. It's got to be 600 pages long. It just keeps going. This is
I'm
We should look at some of these words.
Sure,
absolutely
that's some research.
the whip staff, the winch, the stern post, the strake, the steck, the stem. Man, the dagger board. We've got something's got to happen on the dagger board in the bowsprit. Okay. Anyways,
Petra
say,
yells,
hey,
get your nose out of the sailing books, and hoist the mainsail.
get your nose out of the whip staff and get winching. All right.
Art and Sean, the two of you grab the rope that's connected to the mainsail. I don't know what that's called. And you give it your best tug. Could you roll a couple of strength checks?
Who did you want to do that?
I said Art and Cal.
Oh, you said Art and Sean, and I got very confused because I'm like, I'm both of those.
I meant Art and Cal.
That's okay. And I rolled an 18.
Okay, that's pretty strong.
You're thinking of the halyard, the rope that runs up the mast to pull up the main sail.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
what I love about this show is not only are we entertaining, but you can submit us for college credit.
It's edutainment, Sean.
It's edutainment. That's exactly
edutainment.
right. And we don't even charge you for it.
Yeah. What about you, Cal?
Okay. I'm going to luff up the futtocks.
Right.
Knock.
Are you gonna tug on the Cunningham?
Sure. I'll tug on that Cunningham till it's where it needs to be.
I'm so sorry.
Precisely
people have to
where
listen
it needs to be.
Yeah. So Art really needed Cal's help hoisting the mainsail.
And he totally blew me off.
He's a pretty strong dragonborn, but he just couldn't do it all by himself. he gets it like halfway up, and then he loses his grip on the rope, and the sail comes crashing down. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm at a loss. The sail comes crashing down, and the boat, so the other, little sail, there are two sails. There's the big sail and the little one in the back. So the little sail, the little sail gets too much wind, and whips around, and, let's see. I'm going to roll some dice. Dell gets the little sail right in the shoulders, and he kind of catches it, and it swings off the side. So Dell's just hanging on the mast, legs flailing off the side of the boat. And Petra throws up her hands Cal, what are you doing?
He's hanging around.
You're thinking of a lateen sail.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
that's probably the one. I'm gonna say Dell, roll a strength check or an athletics check, maybe.
Okie dokie. Natural 20.
What?
Sorry, man.
Oh my God. You're killing me here.
I rolled a 1 and I rolled a 20 so far tonight, so
A 1 and a 20.
it's all even.
Yeah, I guess that's true. So Dell sort of like kind of like does a little bit of a swing, and then he does like a backflip up onto the little piece of wood that he was hanging on, and then he just sort of scampers back to the boat.
Graceful as can be.
Mm-hmm.
Now, while all these shenanigans are going on, can I go rogue for a minute? And
Sure.
I think everyone's distracted enough. I want to snoop around the boat a little bit. I mean, this is Petra's boat. She was using this for smuggling. Smuggling
it is
rum.
Petra's boat.
So, should I roll something to see if I can sneak away?
Sure.
What would that be? Dexterity?
Yeah, or stealth.
Stealth. Okay. Let's see. And I rolled a 19. We're hot on the dice tonight.
Hot dice.
Splatter.
Should
Well,
go to
I mean,
Vegas.
You certainly you managed to be lost in the commotion of sailing. I don't know.
Awesome. So I want to sneak underneath. I want to go into the underneath of the ship.
I see. So you go down, like you sort of behind where Petra is, like in the right, like sort of at the poop deck. There's like little stairs, and they go down to like a little door, and you sneak through the little door, and you're on the inside of the ship now. And so there's like a short hallway, and it looks like there's a door at the end of the hallway, and then there's like maybe a little staircase sort of thing that like, or there's like a little I don't know, like the hallway kind of like goes to the left, it looks like.
I go up and try the door.
Door's locked.
Okay. I go down the stairwell thing.
So you go down the stairwell, which brings you to like some sort of like crew quarters. So there are sort of kind of like hammock looking things like strung up between the beams of the ship. And there are a couple like barrels and stuff around. I'd say there are like 4 hammocks.
Is there any evidence of the last crew? Or it looks pretty abandoned?
It's mostly abandoned. You could try like looking around a little bit, maybe.
Okay. I will.
Perception.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to try that. I rolled a 22. You know, when the time comes and eventually we're going to fight a dragon turtle, I can feel that coming. We're going to all be rolling ones, and it's going to be such a disaster. Because we burned all our good dice on sailing jokes.
Indeed. So you look around, you notice, so on the floor, there's one of those like ship-like grate things. Mm-hmm. And that seems to lead down to like a cargo hold area. It doesn't look like it's locked, so you might be able to get down there if you can move the grate, or like open the hatch. You notice there's like sleeping stuff on the bed, so it looks like people like were here. And you let's see what else. So next to one of the beds there's like a book of some kind. It looks like a little bit beaten up, but it's like it's not like labeled or anything that you can see. It's just some sort of like bound collection of paper. And 2 of the bunks have like blood stains on them. So
some shit went down here.
Yeah, they look a little grody.
Lots of blood? Oh, I'm not there. Sorry.
Lots of blood?
One of them has like a little bit of blood. The other one has like a lot of blood.
A suspicious quantity of blood.
Yeah.
I reach down and I pick up the collection of papers, the book-looking thing, and I blow on it. I blow the dust off of it, and on the front it says, Twilight. Interesting. No, really, I do pick it up. What is there any? What is it?
So you pick it up, and it looks to you like it has like I don't know if it has like a leather strap around it, like an old belt or something. And it seems like sort of a journal. Like it's not a printed book. It's like a journal of some kind.
I want to stash the journal, not read it now, read it later, and move on.
Okay. So you do it. You put the journal in your satchel or whatever, and
then I want to go and open up the grate.
Okay. So you roll a strength check.
And I rolled a 13.
13. You like lift as hard as you can, and you open the grate like a third of the way, but you can't get it up any higher, and you can't. It's like too heavy for you to get it up and open all the way by yourself. So you kind of like. You give it a good heave, but it's not enough, and you lose your grip and drop it, and it closes.
Bummer.
Indeed.
I try lifting it again, and I rolled a 22.
I think I'm gonna give you disadvantage on this one because you did it. You just did it.
And I rolled an 11.
Yeah. So no luck. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess that's all she wrote. I'm gonna go up. Can I go up? I want to go and listen to the door, the door that was locked.
Okay.
I want to go back upstairs, put my ear against the door, see if I hear anything. I will assume that's a perception check, and I rolled an 8.
An 8. You don't hear much more than the sort of rolling of the waves and the creaking of the ship.
Okay.
That's all.
I've completed my exploring. I will return to the surface of the ship.
Indeed. Cool. So Art pops back out the top of the ship.
And what horrors do I find upon the top? What horrible things have happened?
You actually find that they seem to have gotten their ship back together a little bit. So, Dell is up in the crow's nest. He's like, there's no crow's nest. It's not that big a boat, but he's like climbed this sort of like rigging and is on top of the mast, like keeping a lookout. And Cal is manning the sails like an old pro.
Salty sea dog.
Yes, Grizz is manning the poop deck. He seems to have sort of like passed out. Like in a tangle, like he's just like against the railing, and Eddy is chilling on the side. He's on the side of the boat, like towards the stern. He's not super useful on the boat because he doesn't have legs, so he's kind of just along for the ride right now.
Hey, we could put Eddy in the front of the boat, like on the bow. He could be like one of those decorative, like, busts.
Tie him to the front
Oh,
of the
that's
ship.
true.
Pretty cool.
Eddy says, okay.
I don't think we've asked this, or maybe you did describe it the first time we met Eddy, and I don't remember. Is he the kind of merman with a tail or 2 fishy legs? Because they're both in D&D.
Oh, really? He's the one with a tail.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
Yeah. He's got a tail.
Okay.
So he's not doing a lot of walking. He's like, I'm definitely down to sit on the front of the ship. Let's do it.
Can you make it go faster?
Maybe. We
That's the
won't know
spirit.
till we try.
I like this kid. He's going to be a great franchisee.
Indeed. So you all give Eddy a hand over to the front of the ship, and he takes up watch at the front.
Does he
Good
like
job,
Titanic it? I'm king of the
a
world!
little bit. Cal, roll a perception check.
18.
18. Man, you manage like over the din of the ocean and the wind and the ship noises. You hear like like the screech of an eagle. Maybe it's not an eagle, but it sounds like an eagle.
Oh,
Sneaky.
food.
That's, you hungry?
It could
Perhaps
be
we could roast this eagle with some nice edamame.
indeed. I think Art and Cal rolled dexterity checks.
Okay.
16.
Okay, I got a
18.
15.
15. Della, you're on top of you're like up on the mast, so you don't have to roll a dexterity check.
Oh.
Cal, both you and Art managed to dive out of the way just in time as like a huge thing like crashes into the deck. Like you hear the screech of the eagle again, and this thing smashes down on the deck, and it just smashes down on the deck, I guess. We'll leave
Holy
you to assess the
shit!
situation. Yeah, and so now like this thing is between the two of you and Eddy is like, you see Eddy around this thing's like bulk, and he's like, guys,
This is the biggest eagle I've ever seen.
Is it? So what do I see? Have I noticed this?
yeah. So Del, you notice the rocking of the boat as this thing smashes down on the deck.
Sure.
And you can see clearly what is like a griffin, some sort of sea griffin has landed right on the boat and is eyeing Eddy as a beached
Whale? A snack?
yes, beach snack.
Beach snack.
Yeah.
You might use pretzels. This thing uses mer people.
Actually, it wouldn't be bad if Eddy got eaten. I'm not saying this out loud. It would be good if Eddy got. Then we wouldn't have to give him a franchise and 100 gold pieces.
But then we wouldn't be able to talk to the sea turtle. The turtle dragon turtle.
We can always find another mer person. One who's less greedy.
I would call Eddy a shrewd business person. Business mer person. That's what I would call Eddy. Okay. Does this eagle looks like, is it out for blood? Is it like, are we in combat, or is this a and then my next question is going to be, is this ship in any way armed? Like the ship itself?
The ship itself is not armed, so it's a smuggling boat, so it's meant to be stealthy. Sort of unremarkable. You're not in combat yet, but this beast is clearly it's sort of like prowling towards Eddy, if you will.
How windy is it?
It's pretty windy.
Pretty windy? Would you say that it's more than 10 miles per hour wind? Is it more than that?
I think it's maybe a little bit more than that. You are out on the ocean.
All right.
Yeah, I don't really have anything that can be useful in this situation. I really have to be straight up. Other than
fair.
just running at it with a sword.
Okay, well, I'm going to do this anyways. Yeah, does anyone else have an idea?
Does anyone here speak Sea Griffin? Or do
Now,
we
is a sea griffin like, is it more like an eagle or more like a seagull?
A griffin? A griffin is
I know what a griffin is, but you described it as a sea. What, like, is a sea griffin still half eagle, or is it now half seagull? I'm trying to make a joke here.
It's half seagull, half sea lion. It's very ugly.
All right. I'll roll with this. You're right. It has the two front feet of a seagull. The sort of like ugly head of a seagull as well. It's got the like long beak with like the red dot on the side.
Yep.
got two big like gray and white wings, and then just a sea lion's tail. So it's sort of like a merman, a mer person.
This is twisted.
So it's less prowling and more like dragging itself towards Eddy.
Eddie, do you know anything about this? This seems very unnatural.
Yeah. Quick ask Eddie what his take on this is.
Eddie says, help. I can't. Eddie's like in a weird spot in the boat at the front goes up, like the railings are higher and he can't like get himself up because he's all arms and no legs.
But
really,
he can go down.
He could try and like sort of army crawl his way around it, but
all right. I cast fog cloud on the sea griffin.
Okay.
Seagull sea lion thing.
What's fog cloud do?
You create a 20-foot radius sphere of fog centered on a point. The sphere spreads around corners and its area is heavily obscured. It lasts for 1 hour or until a wind of moderate or greater speed, 10 miles per hour, disperses it. So I'm hoping that we can at least get a turn or two out of it so that maybe we just hide underneath the deck and then it just flies off.
Okay, so you cast fog cloud, and it does in fact create a fog cloud over the front of the ship. You can kind of like see some of the fog like blowing away, like the wind as the ship is moving. The fog is like blowing away. So I think your assessment is correct. It won't last for the full hour, but you got a little bit of time, maybe a turn or two.
Okay. Eddie, get the hell out of there.
Eddie says, "I'll try." So I mean, you can imagine Eddie. You can't really see what Eddie is doing either.
We gotta get him like a scooter or something. This is very inefficient.
Indeed. Yeah. So I guess Eddie's crawling and Eddie's dragging. It's actually kind of ridiculous. Eddie's dragging his tail, and you can hear the sea griffin also dragging its tail
in the most least interesting race of all time.
Yeah. Yep, you can't see what's going on, but I
take my ball bearings.
Okay.
And I kind of toss them along the floor of the deck of the ship in the hopes that the sea griffin slips on it and falls off the ship into the water. In some sort of Home Alone-esque slapstick accident.
Okay. The sea griffin does kind of slip on it. You hear like a little scuffle, some ball bearings rolling, and then like sort of a thud, which sounds like more of a sea griffin sized thud than an Eddy sized thud.
That's good.
Yeah.
Someone hit it while it's down.
Okay, I'll jump in here. Okay, I'm gonna use whatever. I'll use the Eldritch Blast. I like that.
Okay.
Magic blasts.
I kind of would have liked to have seen you use Hideous Laughter on it just to see what would happen. Just purely out of a creative standpoint where that would go. But I get why you would do Eldritch Blast.
Yeah. Do you have to roll anything for Eldritch Blast?
Good question. I have this written down. I mean, I definitely have to roll something. I have it written down somewhere. I think it's just a
like dexterity.
No, it's governed through my magic. Wow, it's been so. Has it been this long since I've used magic? that I'm forgetting?
We didn't really do any attacks the last time we recorded in July.
No.
And then before that,
Also,
it was March.
I'm pretty sure I did. When I did the attacks, they were like crossbow attacks or something. I think my magic is governed through charisma because I'm a warlock.
Okay.
So
Roll
that means-
charisma, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So I rolled an 18,
Okay.
and we're high rollers today.
You certainly are high rollers. So you hit with Eldritch Blast. You hit the sort of like bigger lump you can see through Dan's fog, and you hear wood splintering, and then a big splash, and then nothing. Yeah. So I don't know, the fog is kind of clearing.
Are we in like a turn-based attack here, or is it just a free-for-all?
No, it's a free for all.
I take my great sword and I just fucking run at it. I got it in 2 hands, just kind of running at it, ready to just kind of stab it. Just stab it right in the goddamn heart. I'm gonna destroy this thing till there's nothing goddamn left.
Wow. Okay.
And I rolled a 21.
Whoa!
Let's thrash this thing. I need my D12.
The one where we all get high rolls.
10 damage.
Whoa! So Art charges into what's left of the fog. Sword sort of like held above his head, like in I don't know how you'd imagine you would hold a sword if you were gonna plunge it into a sea griffin. And he plunges it right where he thinks the sea griffin is, and his sword just kind of like goes into the deck, straight into the deck of the ship. And then the wind picks up a little, and the rest of the fog finally clears, and you see like a big hole smashed in the railing, where the sea griffin must have like fallen off the ship. Indeed, the sea griffin seems to be gone. Eddy is on the other side of the ship. Thankfully, has not been impaled by Art's sword.
Good job, Eddy.
Yep. He's like, thanks. I'm gonna stay closer to the edge from now on, so I can, jump in the water. Yeah.
Wow, that was exciting. How many experience points do we get for that? Because I experienced a lot of things.
I'm gonna say you didn't kill it.
No.
Also, it was a made-up creature. It was more made up than the rest of the creatures in D&D. I was about to say,
they're all made up.
I'm gonna say you get 150 experience.
I'm pretty sure I saw.
That's very generous.
I'm pretty sure I saw a bugbear on the subway this morning.
No, New York City, you gotta love it.
150? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Say.
I'll take what I can get. We gotta keep leveling up. Moving our way. Very cool. Well, we are off to a hot start.
Boy, are you? So, yeah. Do you guys want to keep going?
Well, there's something
Sure.
I want to, and it's a good cliffhanger opportunity, but there's something I want to try before we begin our official approach on the Dragon Turtle, which is I have had, for probably the last 2+ years, a scroll of augury in my inventory. Now, those who are not familiar with augury...
I can't say that I am.
Augury. Blah, 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 blah. By casting this, you receive an omen from an otherworldly entity about the results of a specific course of action that you plan to take.
You receive an almond?
An omen.
An
omen?
omen?
An omen.
Matt's getting hungry again. He's going to have to refill his
No, an almond joy. that you plan to take. The DM chooses from the following possible omens. Wheel for good results, woe for bad results, wheel and woe for both good and bad results, or nothing for results that aren't especially good or bad. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as the casting of additional spells or the loss or gain of a companion. And it's just sort of, I don't know what you base it on, DM. You're the otherworldly entity here, but you have to give us an omen from an otherworldly entity. Maybe it's the old one, maybe it's a different one. About the outcome of the actions we're about to take. Wheel for good results, woe for bad results, wheel and woe for both good and bad results, or nothing for results that aren't especially good or bad.
What is a wheel and a woe?
Woe I've heard of. I don't know what W-E-A-L. I don't, woe is me. Woe, I get.
Yeah.
But wheel, I've never heard of that. So I would like to activate my Scroll of Augury to see how our encounter with the dragon turtle is going to go.
Can you read me the description of that one more time?
I sure can. It says, by casting a bunch of stuff I don't have to do because I have a scroll, you receive an omen from an otherworldly entity about the results of a specific course of action that you plan to take. The DM chooses from the following omens. As I said, the spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as the loss or gain of a companion, casting of additional spells. I don't think they mean like combat spells, but like spells that sort of otherworldly spells.
Mm-hmm.
I think you roll, because it says here the DM makes this roll in secret. So I'm guessing you just roll, but I don't know. It doesn't really say.
I think Colby gets to decide.
Yeah, however you want to tell us, Colby, how you think, because you know more about what's to come than we know. So based on everything you know about us, everything we've done so far, everything we've set up, wheel and woe, or nothing. Reach out to your otherworldly entity and give us an.
Could be the old one.
Could be the old one.
Could be the old one.
That's true. All right. I'm reaching out. Give me some privacy here.
All right, everyone, turn around while Colby reaches.
Oh, he turns off his video. I see what he did.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't like that answer.
Well,
roll well again, Colby?
the entity didn't speak well. Made a mistake.
So you're interested in the dragon, like the encounter with the dragon.
The dragon turtle specifically. Our interaction with the dragon turtle. How will that end for us?
So.
And you don't have to give more detail. All you have to say is wheel and woe, or nothing. That's it. You don't have to tell us anything more. Good, bad, both, or neither. I'm making you work for this. I don't know how this is useful in the actual game or why anyone would ever do this. But
no, I think it's so if you don't know whether you should go into a situation, this will help you figure it out.
I guess, but it is awfully vague, especially because one of the options is both good and bad. So
I think that means it's on the line. So here's how I would interpret this: is woe would be if you went into the situation, you're definitely dead, right? Like there's very little chance you'll come out ahead on this. And then wheel is like you should just go for it. And woe is like
cautiously.
Yeah, maybe it'll even be like a battle or something.
Yeah, and then nothing would, I guess, be anything can happen. There's no way to know if it's good or bad because it's so unpredictable.
It's like when you shake the magic 8-ball and it comes up and it says
ask again later.
Ask again later or something. Yeah.
Right.
Or
the Ouija board.
Okay, so here's what I'll say. Sean, you cast this and you feel sort of a presence like surrounding you, and Cal's you can see Cal kind of like perk up and look at you, as if he's sensing the same presence that's visiting you, perhaps a familiar presence. And so as you're like thinking about the dragon turtle and everything you imagine that's going to happen, your plan that you've made, you don't really feel anything in particular. But like as your mind starts to drift like beyond that, like you start to feel like a pretty deep sense of woe.
And then it makes me
nauseous. Is it going to be the eggplant wizard again?
Yes! Bring back the eggplant wizard. Hashtag bring back the eggplant wizard. Tweet at us.
Hashtag give me the plant.
Wow. Wow, what an ominous statement.
I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
I've already died once. It's not that bad. This has been a Coffee and Beer production, executive produced by Matt Mariani, Sean Jennings, Colby Rabideau, and Dan Miller. To learn more, visit coffeeandbeer.tv.